To the last unit, unit 3, Boolean algebra. Now, in this unit, we will discuss the first topic is a Boolean algebra, definition of Boolean algebra, and we prove the some sets, how we can prove the Boolean algebra using the algebraic system, algebraic properties. Then the next we have the atom and anti-atom. Atom and anti-atom, it is a elements of the Boolean algebra. The using the atom and anti-atoms, we can find the sub-Boolean algebras. Okay. Also, you can get many properties. You can illustrate the many properties using the atom and anti-atom. Then we have the sub-Boolean algebra. Next, we have the Boolean variables and expression. We have used this Boolean expression in a many software languages. So next, we will discuss this topic also, that Boolean expression and Boolean variable. Okay. Then we have min terms and max terms. Okay, min terms and max terms. Then canonical form and K-max. Okay, these are the topics in this unit. We discuss these all topics. Now, the first we have the Boolean algebra. What is the Boolean algebra? So, in our last lecture, when we talk about the complemented lattice, I have given a definition of Boolean algebra, that a distributive and complemented lattice, or distributive and complemented lattice, it is called the Boolean algebra. Okay, complemented and distributive lattice is called Boolean algebra. It is denoted by B star ring sum 0, I and S. Here see. So that means if you want to prove the Boolean algebra, you can give this way also, that Boolean algebra have these are the properties. If the first, to prove the lattice, okay, here we have three terms are in a Boolean algebra. One is a complemented, distributive, and lattice. So for lattice, we have the three properties. Which three property we have? For lattice, we have commutative, the first property is commutative, that is a star B equal to B star A, and A ring sum B, it is equal to B ring sum A. Then second property is, what is the second property? For a lattice, what is the second property? The second property is associative, that is A star B star C, it is equal to A star B star C, and A ring sum B ring sum C, it is equal to A ring sum B ring sum C. Okay, the associative property. The third property is a, which one is a third property? Third property, assumption law. Third property is a assumption law. That is A star A ring sum B. It is equal to A and A ring sum A star B. It is also A. Okay, this is a assumption property. Then we have the, for a bounded lattice, first we have the fourth property is a distributive property. The fourth one is for distributive, we have the distributive property, that is A star B ring sum C. It equal to, we required A star B ring sum A star C, and A ring sum B star C. It is equal to A ring sum B star A ring sum C. Okay, this is a distributive property. Then the fifth property we required for the complemented lattice, we require the bounded lattice. That means the zero element and I element exist in set. What is the zero element? Zero element means GLB of the set, and I element means LUB of the set. So fifth property is a zero element and I element exists. That is we have the zero GLB of the set and LUB of the set are exist, and it is belongs to the set. Okay. Then we say that the lattice is a bounded lattice. Okay. We have the capital N GCD LCM, then it is not bounded lattice because there is no LUB for capital N. Okay. But if we have S30, then S30 have a bounded lattice. It is a bounded lattice because it has a GLB is a 1, LUB is a 30. Okay. Similarly, S12, GLB is 1, LUB is a 12. So these are the bounded lattice. Okay. So 1 is called zero element and 30 is called I element. Okay. Then sixth property, the last one, it is a complemented. That means for all A belongs to B, A dash exists in B. Okay, that means complement of each element. Like in last lecture, we checked that S12 GCD LCM, S24 GCD LCM, these two are not complemented lattice because in these two the element 2 does not have any complement element. Similarly, we have checked S90 GCD LCM. In S90 GCD LCM, we have element 3, that element 3 does not have any complement element. Okay, so S90 is also not Boolean algebra. Okay, because it is not complemented lattice. Okay, so to prove the any set is a Boolean algebra, we have to prove this 6 property. Okay, just take the screenshot of this so I can erase it. Okay, now I erase this all. Okay. Okay. So you can write the definition in both way. You can write this simple definition, a one-line definition that uh, complemented distributive lattice is called Boolean algebra. And you can write that way also, that B is a non-empty set, star and ring sum are two binary operations defined on a B. Then if B satisfies the following properties, it is called Boolean algebra. And then write the all 6 properties: commutative, associative, assumption, distributive, bounded, and then complementary. Okay, you can do you can write both way. Now we take the example here. Check S30, GCD, LCM represent the Boolean algebra or not. Okay, so to check this, here first we have to prove that S30 is a the S30 it is a lattice. Okay, so to prove that S30 is a lattice, here first we prove the commutative property. For S30, we have if A and B belongs to, sorry, we take the 3 elements, not only 2 elements, because in associative property, we require the third element. So if we take the A, B, C belongs to S30, then A star B, it is a GCD of AB, and A ring sum B, it is a LCM of AB. Okay. Now for the commutative property, if we take A star B, then it is a GCD of A comma B. Now GCD of A comma B can be written as GCD of B comma A. Okay, the GCD of 2 comma 6 is the same as GCD of 6 comma 2. GCD of A comma B as GCD of B comma. Now here GCD of B comma A, it is GCD of B comma A, it is a B star A. This is a B star A. So commutative for the star. Similar way for a ring sum, if we have A ring sum B, then we have LCM of AB. Now LCM of AB also can be written as LCM of B comma A. So it is equal to B ring sum A. So the commutative property is satisfied. Then for the second associative property, we have A star B star C, that equal to A star, the B star C is a GCD of B comma C, that equal to we have GCD of A comma GCD of B comma C, that will be this can be written as GCD of A, B, C. Okay, this is a GCD of A, B, C. If we take the GCD of A and GCD of B comma C, it is same as the GCD of all three. Then if we consider here A star B rings star C, then it is a GCD of A comma B star C, that is equal to GCD of GCD A comma B comma C, it is equal to GCD of A, B, C. Okay, so therefore we got A star B star C equal to A star B star C. Okay. Similar way, you can prove that here A ring sum B ring sum C, it is equal to the A ring sum B ring sum C. Okay. Here similar way we can prove this for the ring sum also. Okay. Now the third we have assumption property. Third we have assumption property. So for assumption property, for any A comma B belongs to S30, we have four options. We have four cases. The first one is A divides B. If A divides B, that means B can be written as M into A. So that implies we have here GCD of A comma B, it is A, and LCM of A comma B, it is B. Okay, so here this is give you A star B equal to A and A ring sum B equal to B. So A star A ring sum B, it is equal to we have A star B, but A star B is A then A ring sum A star B, it is equal to A star B is A. So we have A ring sum A. A ring sum A means LCM of A comma A. The LCM of A comma A is A. Okay. So here in this case, assumption law is satisfied. Then we take the second case, that in a second case we have B divides A. If B divides A, then we have A equal to M into B. So that implies we got A star B, that is a GCD of AB. It is a B, and A ring sum B, it is a LCM of AB. It is a A. Okay. So that means here this implies A star A ring sum B, it is equal to here A ring sum B is a A. So we have A star A, that is a GCD of A comma A, it is a A. Then A ring sum A star B, then it is A ring sum A star B is a B. Say A ring sum B, but A ring sum B is a A. So here answer is a A. So in this case also the assumption law satisfied. Then we have the fourth case is third case is the third one is A and B are co-prime numbers. So for A and B are co-prime numbers, therefore we have A star B, that is a GCD of AB. It is a 1, and A ring sum B, that is a LCM of AB. It is a into B. Now A star A ring sum B, it is A star A into B. So what is the GCD of A comma A into B? Now here A is divides A is divides A into B also. So the greatest common divisor is A. So GCD is A ring sum A star B. Then we have A ring sum. The A star B is a 1. So here we have 1. So LCM of A comma 1, it is a A. In this case also the assumption property satisfied. Then the fourth one, it is M is a common factor M is a common divisor of A and B. M is not equal to 1. So that means A and B are not co-prime numbers. So that means we have GCD means A star B. It is a GCD of AB. It is a M, and LCM. Okay, here we have M is a common divisor of AB. So that means we can write the A and B in terms of M. So we can write A equal to some M into X, B equal to some M into Y. Okay. So A ring sum B, it is a LCM of A comma B, that is equal to, we have 1 time M, 1 time X and 1 time Y. We have LCM is a M into X into Y. Now M into X into Y means we have A into Y. Okay. So therefore A star A ring sum B, it is equal to A star A into Y. So it is a like here we have done. Okay, A star A into B. Then we have so the LCM is a M into X, that is a A. Hello? Hello? Just a minute. Sorry. So here A ring sum M is a A. In this case also assumption property is satisfied. Okay. So that means S30 satisfy the commutative property and associative and assumption property. So that means S30 comma GCD comma LCM is a lattice. Okay. So first we prove the three properties. Okay. If you want to take the screenshot of this slide, then just take it. Just remove this screen. Okay. So we prove that the S30 is a lattice. Now next we have distributive property. So how we can prove the distributive property? For distributive property, we will use the distributive property for the GCD and LCM that we prove using that A star B ring sum C that equal to we have A star LCM B comma C, it is equal to GCD of A comma LCM B comma C. Now here we apply the distributive property of the GCD and LCM. The distributive property of GCD and LCM is, here we have that equal to LCM GCD of A comma B comma GCD of A comma C. So that equal to we got here we have LCM, that means GCD A comma B ring sum GCD A comma C, and GCD is A star B ring sum A star C. Okay, so this way we can prove that. Similar way, you can prove that A ring sum B star C. In this one, we have the GCD of this is sorry, not GCD. This is a LCM of A comma GCD of B comma C. So here if we apply the distributive property, we got GCD of LCM A comma B comma LCM A comma C. So it is equal to the A ring sum B star A ring sum C. Okay, so this way you can prove that distributive property also. So this is a fourth property. Okay, the fourth property is a distributive property. So that means the lattice is a distributive lattice. Okay, now the bounded property and dash. So here to prove that bounded property, we have the zero element and I element. We require the zero element and I element. What is the zero element here? So zero element means here zero element means GLB of S30. The GLB of S30 is a 1. Okay, because 1 divides the all elements of S30. So 1 is related to all elements. So 1 is a lower bound, and we have only one lower bound, so it is a GLB. Okay, then the all elements are divides the 30. All elements are divides the 30. That is, all elements are related to 30. So I element is, we have the I element, it is a LUB of S30. So all elements are divided to 30. So 30 is the upper bound, and we have only one upper bound, so it is a least upper bound. So we have the LUB is a 30. So 0 element and I element are exist, and it is belongs to the set. So it is a bounded lattice. Okay. Now we have to check it is a dash is exist or not. So for the dash, we have here one dash is a 30. Okay, with this we already find in a last lecture that if we take the GCD of 1 and 30, we have 1. LCM of 1 and 30 is a 30. So 1 dash is a 30, 30 dash is a 1. Then GCD of 2 and 15 is a 1. LCM of 2 and 15 is a 30. So 2 dash is a 15, 15 dash is a 2. Then GCD of 3 and 10 is a 1. LCM of 3 and 10 is a 30. So that means 3 dash is a 10 and 10 dash is a 3. Similar way, GCD of 5 and 6 is a 1. LCM of 5 and 6 is a 30. So therefore, 5 dash is 6 and 6 dash is a 5. So all elements have a complement. So therefore, it is a complemented lattice. So now we have proved all 6 properties. So therefore, the GCD, S30, GCD, LCM is a Boolean algebra. Okay. So this way we prove the Boolean algebra. Okay. Now here take about the S12, GCD, LCM. It is a Boolean algebra or not? S12, GCD, LCM is a Boolean algebra or not? So we know that any Sn, GCD, LCM, it is always Boolean algebra. जो हमने अभी S30 के लिए प्रॉपर्टीज प्रूव की है, सेम प्रॉपर्टी किसी भी Sn के लिए आएगी. ठीक है. So it is always not Boolean algebra, it is always lattice. Okay. S30 के लिए जो हमने lattice की 3 प्रॉपर्टीज प्रूव की है, कम्यूटेटिव, एसोसिएटिव एंड एजम्पशन लॉ, वो तीनों सेम प्रॉपर्टी किसी भी Sn के लिए हो सकती है. So any Sn, GCD, LCM, it is always lattice. Okay. Sn, GCD, LCM. This is always lattice. So S12, GCD, LCM is a lattice. So first 3 property is satisfied. Then we have the GCD here. The GCD, here 1 and 12 are the GLB and LUB of the S12. So it is bounded also. Okay. So now here we have to just check that it is a complemented or not. Okay. So in a S12, all elements have a complement or not. There exists any element which does not have a complement lattice, a complemented element. In S12, there exists any element which does not have a complement element. क्यों इतनी देर लगी? लास्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस किया था, अभी बुलियन अलजेब्रा की डेफिनेशन दी तब भी डिस्कस किया था. S12 में कोई ऐसा एलिमेंट है जिसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट ना मिलता हो? S12 में 2 का कॉम्प्लीमेंट क्या होगा? S12 में एलिमेंट्स कौन से आते हैं? S12 के एलिमेंट्स क्या होंगे? S12 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. तो इसमें मुझे 2 का कॉम्प्लीमेंट फाइंड करके दो। S12 में 2 का कॉम्प्लीमेंट फाइंड करके दो। 2 का कॉम्प्लीमेंट क्या होगा? मतलब कोई ऐसा नंबर है जिसका 2 के साथ GCD 1 हो रहा हो और LCM 12 होता हो? ऐसा कोई नंबर नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है? क्योंकि अगर 1 लेते हैं तो GCD जो है 2 और 1 का 1 होगा, LCM 2 होगा, ठीक है? अगर 12 लेते हैं तो LCM 12 होगा पर GCD 2 होगा, 1 नहीं होगा, ठीक है? 6 के लिए भी सेम है, LCM 6 होगा, GCD 2 होगा। 4 के लिए भी LCM 4 होगा, GCD 2 होगा। 3 के लिए GCD 1 होगा बट LCM 6 आएगा 12 में, ठीक है? सो इट इज अ in this the all element does not have complement, okay? So therefore S12, यहाँ तक एग्जाम में भी सारी प्रॉपर्टीज नहीं लिखनी है, डायरेक्टली ये दिखाना है that here we have 0 element is 1, I element is 12 and here 2 belongs to S12 but 2 days does not belongs to S12. Okay, that means there does not exist any complement element in a S12 for 2. So therefore it is not Boolean algebra. Okay, so S12 comma GCD comma LCM is not Boolean algebra. Okay. तो अभी ये सब चेक करने हैं, इसमें से कितने बुलियन अलजेब्रा होते हैं कितने नहीं होते, ठीक है? GCD और LCM के लिए हम कर चुके हैं। तो ये दो जो एग्जांपल है उसमें सिर्फ चेक क्या करना है, तो चेक करनी है सिर्फ कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी। बाकी की जो 5 प्रॉपर्टीज़ है वो सेटिस्फाई होगी, तो सिर्फ कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी पहले चेक कर लो, क्योंकि अगर कहीं पे किसी का कॉम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होगा तो पहले 5 प्रॉपर्टी प्रूव करने के बाद लिखोगे तो भाई ये नहीं है, ठीक है? उससे अच्छा है कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड पहले एक बार साइड में चेक कर लो, ठीक है? तो पहले वो दो करते हैं, उसके बाद फर्स्ट वाला लेते हैं, ठीक है? सो फॉर द S64, which are the elements of S64? The S64 has elements 1, 2. If we divide by 1, we have 64. 2, so we have 32. Then 4, if we divide by 4, we have 16. Then 8, if we divide by 8, we got 8 again. Okay, so these are the elements of S64. Now here we have the same problem as we have in a S12. Here 2, these all are multiple of 2. So if we take the GCD of any this element with 2, GCD is a 2, not equal to 1. Okay, so that means here also 2 days does not exist. Okay, so it is also not complemented lattice, so it is not a Boolean algebra. Okay, now what about the S1001? Which are the elements of S1001? Write the elements of S1001. Write the elements of 1001. It is not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3, not divisible by 5. Check for the 7. Is it divisible by 7 or not? Yes, it is divisible by 11 and 13 also. See the 7, I don't remember the method for divisibility by 7, but I know the rule for divisibility by 11. The divisibility by 11 we check with uh, odd places and even places. So here odd places sum is a 1, even places sum is also 1. Then we take the subtraction of this two sum. If the subtraction is a 0 or 11, then it is the number is divisible by 11. So here we have the subtraction is 0, so that means it is a divisible by 11 also. Yes, 1, 7, 11, 13, 77, 91, 143 and 11, 1001. Yes. Here we have the elements are 1, 7, then 11, 13, then we have the 77, 91, then 143, then 1001. So these are the elements of S1001. Now we know that it is the essence of 5 properties are already satisfied. वो सिर्फ लिखनी है हमें, वो तो पता है कि वो सेटिस्फाई होने वाली है. ठीक है, तो हम सिर्फ चेक कर रहे हैं कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी. ठीक है, so here 1 dash is a, if we take the LCM of GCD of 1 and 1001, then we have GCD is 1, LCM is a 1001. Okay. Then for 7 dash, if we consider the 7 here and 143, then 7 and 143 have a GCD is 1, LCM is a 1001. So it is a 1001. Sorry. Then we have 7 dash is a 143. Then 11 dash is a, so 11, if we divide the 1001 by 11, we got 91. Okay, we got here 91. So we have the GCD is a 11 and 91 is a 1, LCM is a 1001, so 11 dash is a 91. And similar way, 13 days is a 77, and vice versa. The 77 has a dash is a 13, 91 dash is a 11, 143 dash is a 7, and 1001 dash is a 1. So all elements have a complement. So therefore, the set is a, this is a complemented, so it is a Boolean algebra. Okay, so this is a Boolean algebra. Okay, the remaining 5 property except the complemented property, the remaining 5 property are same as a S30. Okay, so we are not discussing right now that 5 properties. You have to write the similar way as we have written in a S30. Okay, so this is a Boolean algebra. Okay, now we take the example number 1, the first one. यहाँ पे किसी को स्क्रीनशॉट लेना है तो उसके बाद ही रेज करो, ले लिया है तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Now for the first one, here we prove the, here first we have to prove the all 6 property. Okay, so here the first property, commutative property, for this one, for P of A, we have here for A, B, C belongs to P of A. You can write A star B, it is a A intersection B, and A ring sum B, it is a A union B. Okay, so for the commutative property here, we have A star B, it is a A intersection B. Now in an intersection, we know that the intersection of two set, it is remain same. It is not with respect to the order of the set. Okay, so A intersection B, it is the same as B intersection A. So therefore, we have B star A. Similar way, A ring sum B, it is equal to A union B. For union also, we know that the union of two sets is, it is always remain same. when we change the order of the set. So A union B, it is always equal to the B union A. So it is a B ring sum A. Okay, it is always B ring sum A. So commutative property satisfied. Then second, associative property. So A star B star C, it is equal to A intersection B intersection C. This equal to, we have A intersection B intersection C, then A star B star C, it is a union B union C. So it is a union B union, not union, we have a star. So it is a, here we have A intersection B intersection C, it is a intersection B intersection C. So this to give you A star B star C, it is equal to A star B star C. Okay. Similar way, we can prove for the union also, that for the ring sum, here A ring sum B ring sum C, it is equal to A union B union C, that is a union B union C, and that can be written as A union B union C. So it is a ring sum B ring sum C. Okay. So the third property is satisfied. Then, second property is satisfied, associative. Then third property, assumption law. So we have here A star A ring sum B, that equal to A intersection A union B. Now here we know that the A is always subset of A union B. So when we have the A is subset of B, or you can say that the any set is a subset of the second set, then the intersection is a always smaller set. Okay, like C is subset of D, then C intersection D is a C. So here A is a subset of A union B, so we have intersection is a A. And A ring sum A star B, then it is a union A intersection B. Now again we have here intersection and here union. So the A intersection B, it is smaller set compared to A, okay, because A intersection B is a common elements from A and B. So it is always smaller than A. So A intersection B is always subset of A because it contains the all elements. It contains the elements of A, some elements of A which is common with B. So therefore, it is a subset of A. So union is a larger set. So here larger set is a A. So answer is a A. So P of A satisfies the commutative property, associative property, and assumption law. So therefore, P of A intersection union is a lattice. Okay. Now we prove the next three property. So first take the screenshot here, then we start the next three properties. चिंतन लिख रही है प्रिंस लिख रही है चिंतन प्रिंस अजय कनेक्ट स्वाति वारंवार क्या निकली जाए चिंतन प्रिंस Now we prove the next three properties. So here now the next we have the fourth property. We have the fourth property is a distributive property. So the distributive property, we have the A star B ring sum C, that equal to we have A intersection B union C. Now here we apply the distributive property of union and intersection. So distributive property of union on intersection on a union, it is a intersection B union A intersection C. It is equal to the A star B ring sum A star C. Distributive property satisfied. One. The second is a ring sum B star C. Then it will be a union B intersection C. It is equal to the A union B intersection A union C. So that is equal to we have A ring sum B star A ring sum C. So distributive property is satisfied. Then we have the bounded lattice, that IN 0 and I element. So here for all A belongs to P of A, phi is a subset of A and A is a subset of capital A. So therefore, GLB of P of A, it is a phi, and LUB of P of A, it is a capital A. So this is a zero element and this is a I element. So it is a bounded lattice. Now in a sixth one we find the complement of all elements. So here A is a 1, 2, 3. So the first we have the complement of phi, that is the phi dash is a phi dash is a capital A, then singleton A dash. So sorry, here we have 1, 2, 3. So singleton 1. Now element here 1. So we have the two elements are remaining 2 and 3. We take here 2 and 3. Now see, singleton 1 and two terms 2 and 3 have an intersection is a phi, union is a A. So both are complement of each other. Then singleton 2 singleton 2 dash, it is a double term 1 and 3. Singleton 3 dash, it is a 1 and 2, and vice versa, that double term 1 and 2 dash, it is a singleton 3, double term 1 and 3 dash, it is a singleton 2, double term 2 and 3 dash, it is a singleton 1, and A dash, it is a phi. So all elements have complemented element. So this is a Boolean algebra. Okay, because here P of A satisfy all six property: commutative, associative, assumption law, then distributive, bounded, and complementary. Therefore, it is a Boolean algebra. Now, similar way, try to prove the fourth example. Fourth example try करो prove करने का. Fourth example try करो prove करने का. So here, to prove the set is a Boolean algebra, you have to prove the sixth property: commutative, associative, assumption, then distributive, then bounded, means zero element and I element are exist, and complemented property, that means all elements have complement element. Okay. So if you prove this sixth property, the set is called Boolean algebra.